Hey, you guys. It has been a while. It's been like almost a month since I posted an actual video. Granted, I have posted a couple of shorts. One in which happened to go viral. Like, I've never had anything to go viral. I mean, like, I have, like, on Instagram and stuff, but like it was only in the thousands. But like this video is like, the last time I looked it was 29. It may be more now, I don't know. And also went viral on TikTok. But yeah, so that is a first for me. So I posted some shorts, whatever, and with that I want to say that it did bring a lot of new subscribers to this channel. um Before, it was, I only had 73 subscribers because it was the same amount of subscribers for the same amount of videos. 73 subscribers, and now it's in the 200s. So that's progress. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about my seldom followers. This video is going to be a talking video. I promise you it's not this boring as usual. It's not always boring like this if you find this boring. But like, I just wanted to go ahead and finish off the chapter of my pregnancy, and then I'm going to move on to my labor and then postpartum and stuff like that. So today video is signs that I was going to labor. I also want to say to those new followers and subscribers, welcome to this channel. I promise you it's not boring. If you think this content is boring, but like, hi y'all, welcome. So let's go ahead and get started. As y'all know, I have a terrible memory, so I had to write down the stuff I was going to talk about today. Last time I posted a video, I packed my hospital bag. That's a different story. I packed my hospital bag, and that was 3 weeks out approximately. I don't know if it was exactly 3 weeks because my baby girl was born on the 17th of February. She's asleep right now with her dad. But it was 3 weeks out, and when I say like the first sign that I knew I was going into labor, well, actually it wasn't even my personal sign. It was like, I remember in the last video I was like, everybody was pregnant that basically everybody was pregnant that I was around. Like 3 people from Cali, 3 people from high school, like all of us, like 2 other people from my football team. So like everybody was pregnant. So everybody started having their babies, and I'm like, oh shit. The one who was right directly in front of me, based on the week count, I'm like, oh, she just had her baby. So that means I'm gonna have my baby. So I was like, that was the first sign that I knew she was about to come. I dropped a lot. I'm gonna put a picture up here, but like my tummy dropped. I thought it was low before, but it was low. Like, it was low. Like, when I say I would wobble anyway before that, but like when she dropped, I'm telling you straight up, the penguins of Madagascar had nothing on me. I was wobbling so much. Not even the little ones on Happy Feet. They had nothing on me. Like, I was just wobbling. I did stay a little active. I got a little bit active, but I was tired a lot too. So I started getting more tired like I was during the first trimester. I started getting tired. I don't know if I said that the last video, but like I started getting tired a lot. Like, I was sleeping all day, and then I already had back pain, but like now it was like lower back pain. Like, it was very uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable, and I couldn't sleep. Like, insomnia was real. I thought it was a myth when they said you can't sleep. I'm talking about that final week. I don't even think I got a collective. On an average, I think a collective about 3 hours of sleep at night. And it would be like in increments, like an hour here and an hour there. It probably was 2.5 hours, honestly, for being honest. Like, I couldn't go to sleep. And I was sleepy. Like, I literally just laying there, sleepy as hell, and can't go to sleep. My appetite decreased. So it's like, okay, my appetite decreased when my first trimester, then the second trimester increased, third trimester a little normal, but like when it got closer to the date, to my due date, I just didn't eat. I mean, I ate because I had to, but I just didn't want to eat. Like, I was eating a lot, but then it just slowed down to eating like 3 times a day instead of eating like 8 little small meals. I had to pee a lot more. When I tell you I was going through toilet tissue, that's why I was scared. I'm scared. Well, now I still am. Like, we have a bidet, but I don't want to use it because, like, open wounds. Then baby, I didn't want to use it, so I've been going through toilet tissue rapidly because I have to keep peeing. I peed on an average of 12 times a night. Like, it would be so frustrating because the minute I would feel like I'm finna go to sleep, like, because I'm sleepy and I can't go to sleep already. So the minute I feel like I'm finna go to sleep, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm comfortable, finna have this sleep, I gotta get up to pee. And it happened throughout the night about an average of 12 times, like, not even exaggerating. Okay, so my dog, my oldest dog, my firstborn, his birthday is February 12th. Like, I made his birthday February 12th. I know he was born in February. I just didn't know what day in February. So his birthday has always been February 12th. And he turned 11 this year. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, old man.
You're 11.
Happy birthday
Oh,
to you. Fuck out.
Give me the food. Give me the food.
Give me the treat.
Aw, happy birthday, Carlos. Feliz cumpleaños. Okay. Oh, he's not worried about us anymore.
He said, hey, I see a treat. I'm going crazy.
Okay. Well, yeah. So, our initial due date was the 12th. And then it was the 14th for Valentine's Day. And then when I moved here to North Carolina from Cali, they were like the 16th. And then they went with the 21st. Like, one doctor said the 21st, then the next doctor said the 16th. So it was one of those dates. And when I got told those dates, I was like, no, I can't have it on the 12th. I don't want to have it on the 12th. That's Carlos's birthday. And on the 14th, I was trying to prevent my child from being born on the holiday, at least a major holiday. So I was like, I don't mind a Valentine's Day baby, but I would prefer not to have a Valentine's Day baby. And then the 16th, that was the fine date. And then February the 18th was a date that I lost someone very close to me, but it was like 15 years ago. So, which I do believe she would have been born on the 18th if I had not taken the actions that I took during my labor. I'm gonna get to that on my labor video, but I strongly think that she was supposed to be born on the 18th. I wish she had now, back in hindsight, but I mean, oh well. When I was told all those dates, I literally said it joking. I said, why shouldn't it be some odd ass date like the 17th? Like, cause 217. Like, who want to be like 217? It's my birthday. Like 21725. Like, who want to do that? So, jinx myself. Moving closer to the due date, about like, okay, so we started at 3 weeks in, and then it went down to 2 weeks in, and then I started getting more symptoms and more symptoms, and now that final week, with the addition to not being able to sleep, on a Saturday, I think it was a Saturday, on the 15th, it was the day after Thanksgiving. It was the day after Valentine's Day, because I had a Galentine's event for the kickball team that I'm on. So, listen, it's a lot of stuff that I didn't know about pregnancy, and it scared the shit out of me. So basically, it's so funny because I had my appointment scheduled out for that week, and I made that appointment, and then we found out they were booked up solid until after the 21st, which is the due date they were going by. So I was like, well, shit. That is the universe saying, oh, you finna have this baby. Because it was like, if it was the 15th, it was like the 12th. I think it was on Carlos's birthday. It was either the 11th or the 12th. Yeah, so that Saturday, we came back from somewhere. I forgot where we came back from. But we came back from somewhere, and we got to the house, and oh, I know what happened. Okay, so for some reason my Facebook is still set to Pacific time, so the event that I went to started at a later time than what it said, because it's still, like, let's say for instance, it started, my reminder is saying it started at 1:30. But it's actually 4:30. But it's saying it's 1:30 because it's like Pacific time. But here it's, when it's 1:30, it's not 4:30. So that's basically what it was. So we were on the way to my teammate's house, and then that's when I looked and I was like, I'm going to be late. So I texted them that I was going to be late, because we were running late. It wasn't 1:30. I think it was like 2:30. I don't know when it started, but it started like 5, 6. But it was early in the day because I had California's time. So we were heading there, and I said I'm going to be late, because I thought I was going to be an hour late because the time difference. So anyway, we were heading there, and then I realized, like, because somebody texted in the group said they're going to be on time, and I'm looking like, well, it's after the start time, I thought. So what does she mean she's going to be on time? So I looked and went through the whole messages, and I was like, oh, it's later. So why did she say this time? So I go back to it, and I see that it was Pacific time for some reason. My thing did not change. So we went back home, because I hate wearing makeup. But I had a full face of makeup, and I was like, oh, we gotta go somewhere. Because I'm not gonna waste this makeup, because I'm gonna end up going to sleep and messing it up. So we didn't go anywhere. We went back home. I had to pee, because we were about to get ready to go somewhere else. I forgot. So I was using the bathroom, right? This is what I mean when I say I didn't know a lot about pregnancy. So I'm using the bathroom. This might be a little bit TMI, but I mean, like, you're watching the video, so it's your choice to listen. It was like red mucus when I wiped. Because I always check my tissue when I wipe, just in case water hasn't broken or anything. But I wiped, and I saw like red mucus. And I was like, Quincy? Calling my husband, right? He in the front singing his heart out. I don't even know what the fuck he was singing. I said, Quincy! Like, I'm yelling. He was like, what? I said, I gotta go to the hospital. I don't know what's going on. It's blood, but it's thick, and I don't know what's going on. So we went to the hospital that day to triage for delivery. I was in a monitor for about 30 minutes, and the lady came in and she was like, you don't feel those contractions? And I was like, what? What contractions? She was like, you've been having contractions every like 5 minutes for like 30 minutes. And I was like, no, I didn't feel anything. Like, and she was like, okay. I said, can you check and see if I'm dilated? Like, am I going into labor? So they tried to check, but like, it was hard to get up in there because the way my uterus is set up, it's behind. Like, you gotta like find it. Like, it's not like, you know how people like stick their hand in when they get a pap smear and go straight in? No, you gotta go down and like around. So they couldn't really get to it, but the one that got to it, she said it was about this much open, like from here to here. She said it's about that much open. So I'm like, well, that ain't shit. That ain't 1 centimeter. That ain't, wait, is that 1 centimeter? I don't fucking know. But it was not open enough to where they would be like, oh, you gotta get admitted. So I was told to go back home because they said it may be that you're about to start going into labor in a couple days. So they said, and I was like, oh, okay, let me just go back home. So I went to my Valentine's event that night, and Quincy made sure to stay parked outside just in case. I had to get rushed to the hospital because we were like 30 minutes out from the hospital. Also, they did an ultrasound too when I was there, and baby girl was still sunny side up. She was literally like, let me see, can I, my stomach went down a little bit, y'all. But like, let's say I'm out, like she was right, like she was turned this way, looking out. So she was like that. So she was still sunny side up. So they was like, she's not ready. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay. So the next day, it was some mild cramping throughout that day. Like literally every like 10 minutes. We got an app that counted the contractions. But like every 10 minutes, I would be like, ooh, because they say like when you do lower tones, it helps with the cramping. So I was doing it all day, and I did it all night, and then the next day I was like, bro, we gotta go to the hospital because I know my body, and I think it's trying to tell me that this little girl ready to come out, or at least it's getting ready to. So we went to the hospital on that Monday, and just for a check up, and she was born that night. But going to the hospital, I did not expect to stay because they said I was 2 centimeters dilated, and she was still up, sunny side up. And then they were like, they said the timing of it was a little bit sketchy. It still is. I'm actually annoyed by it in hindsight, but I'll get into that next video. But basically, she was like, you can't go because every contraction you have, the baby is in distress. You know how they try to be like, the baby's in distress so they can like do shit? Yeah. That's how I felt it was, because it's a teaching hospital, and they asked me if I mind residents being there as well. And in my head, I'm like, oh, the residents gonna watch, but apparently they did not just watch. And it felt like when I gave them the okay to residents, that's when they was like, oh, we gotta do all this stuff, we gotta do all this, you gonna need this, you can go home. Because I told them, because I was only 2 centimeters, I told them, I was like, well, I can go home and walk her down. They said, you can't go home. We would recommend you not go home you are being admitted. And then that day was, I'm gonna tell y'all about it, because I'm still annoyed. Like, for real. But anyway, that is all for this video. Again, if you watched the whole thing through, thank you. If you didn't, I mean, I can't make you watch it. I'm glad that you watched some of it, but thank you for tuning in. Welcome new followers, new subscribers. I promise you my page isn't this boring. And if you're interested in stuff like into my journey and stuff, it's gonna be like that for at least about 2 to 3 more videos. And other than that, we're gonna do some random stuff. Not that random, but like if you look at my page, you'll see the different stuff that I do or did. So that is all for now, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.